friend of mine was working hard.
One good Irish story for us. Patrick and Michael, they were sitting in the local tavern after work to let the traffic thin out. They'd been sitting there at the bar about 48 hours. The traffic was thoroughly thinned out. Well, they're staring into the mirrors behind the bar. Patrick says, you know, Michael, those two guys on the other side of the bar there look exactly like us. Michael says, son of a gun, you're right. He started getting up. Patrick says, where are you going? He said, I'm going to buy him a drink. He said, sit down, you dummy. One of them is getting up to come and buy us one. We all have smart people. Every nationality, every religion, every color. We all have people who contributed wonderful things to the world. And we all have people who are not smart too. Sure, if you think about it. Now think, I bet everybody in here knows somebody who's a wonderful person, but the elevator don't go all the way to the top. You know what I mean? Don't you know somebody who's just a great guy, a dear friend, but a kind of a dummy? I mean, you know. You know what I'm saying? I have one. I got a buddy. I love him, but he's a dummy. He's been trying to sell his car. He can't sell a car. I said, what's wrong with it? He said, nothing. Got 189,000 miles on his car. I said, nobody's going to buy that car with 189,000 miles. He said, a guy told me to turn back the mileage. I talked to him last week. I said, did you sell your car yet? He said, why sell a car? It's only got 11,000 miles on it. Never seen one before. He took it out, put it around his neck when he ordered lobster. In the house. There were fumes coming off this child. 45 minutes, the kid was loaded. Finally, I said, why don't you change that kid's diaper? He said, oh, it ain't time yet. It says on the box they're good for 16 to 18 pounds. You know what? The whole world is changing on this game. You know what I want to talk about? Let's talk about toys. Aren't you disgusted? Aren't you sick of it? Did you ever in your life think you'd see toys for $229.95? And then you had to buy another $80 worth of batteries to put in it to make it do something? They have their own supermarkets for toys. I went to Woolworths. Across the street they had a Woolworth, like here. Across the little old Woolworths in the back. 2 shelves with toys. Now, Child World, Kitty City, Adolescent Suburb, Toys R Us, and your wallet too. You know whose fault it is? My fault, our fault, that's right. I should have known when my one daughter was 7 years old, I should have known what was starting to happen. I had saved $50 for her birthday. You know what, $50 was a lot of money to me then. I was just getting started in show business. I said, honey, whatever you want in the world, I'll buy for you. She said, Daddy, I want a Barbie doll. I went to Woolworths, there it was, Miss Barbie, $1.98. I could fulfill this child's every wish for $2 and still have $48 left for Daddy's medicine. And Mommy didn't know I had the 50. I bought that doll, I wrapped it up. Well, you've been through it. Did you ever see anything more beautiful in your life than the smile of a little girl when she gets something she wants? You know, opened it up. Oh, Daddy, I love you. She's just beautiful. And then she said, but Daddy, Barbie needs some clothes. I said, no problem, honey. We'll go get Barbie clothes. How much can clothes cost for a little doll? later, Barbie had her first wardrobe. And I was out my Scotch money for a year. And that was just the beginning. Barbie needed a place to live. How about $89.95 for the official Barbie townhouse? Barbie needed furniture, of course, for the townhouse, another $14.95 per room. Barbie needed a Chevy wagon to get around the neighborhood, another $29.95. Barbie needed a swimming pool with the plastic water, another $11.95. Barbie needed a corral with the pony and the plastic hay to feed the pony. By the time I got done making Barbie comfortable, I was out $750. I gave up Scotch. I thought it was all over with. My daughter came to me and said, "Daddy, Barbie's very depressed." So what's the matter with Barbie? She's lonesome. And I heard about a guy named Ken. I racked my brain all night trying to figure out how I was going to get out of this thing. Then it dawned on me. I said, "Sweetheart, this is a Catholic family. I know Barbie's lonely. But Ken can't move into that dollhouse because they're not married. The wedding cost me $800. Little bridesmaids, the whole thing. Everybody was there. The whole neighborhood was there. $1,500 I had in Barbie and Ken's life. I don't think the marriage is going to last. I think she's cheating on Ken. There's a G.I. Joe hanging around the neighborhood. I didn't have this kind of stuff. When I was a kid, you know, we had to play with tootaroos. Tootaroos. That was that cardboard thing that was left when the toilet paper was all gone. We used to walk around the house with them. Every child in the whole world could play with tootaroos. They were free. If you had indoor plumbing, you had toys. It didn't even matter what nationality you were. All children could. Little Greek children played with them. Little Italian kids. Little black kids played with them. Didn't matter who you were, little Jewish kids. The only thing, little Jewish kids had no rhythm. You had to be Catholic to know about rhythm. Two things we knew about, rhythm and bingo. Because if you ain't got rhythm, bingo. But everything is different today, right? Today everything is electronic. Today, if you can't plug it in, it's no fun to play with.